Hello, my gorgeous ghouls and goblins. Welcome to another exciting episode of Kansas City Goth Coffee. Caffeine makes the world go round. So I saw one of my wonderful friends, Salyara, do a fabulous Get Ready With Me video. So I decided to do one too. With my kitty, Leo. He's wanting to hang out. But I'm going to go over my basic goth look and how I get ready. And it does, help me that way that I have very fair skin. You can see all of my red cheeks. I have nothing on. So first things first, in order to have beautiful makeup, you need to really work on your skin. And that always helps. And I do have my readers on today because I am of an older generation and it's hard to see up close anymore. So first things first, vitamin C. This is from St. Jane. It's also infused with CBD. 3 drops of that to do whole face, neck, and chest. So just rub it, warm it up in your fingers. And then you press, and a little on the forehead. And then just work it into the skin. And your neck, whatever you do to your face, you need to do to your neck. Trust me, you'll thank me later. And I do upward strokes and just make sure that vitamin C beautifulness is everywhere. Vitamin C is a very powerful antioxidant. It is wonderful for the skin. And this one also has CBD oil in it as well. And it's 20% L-ascorbic acid. So it's a lovely, nice concentration. It's one of the highest forms you can get of L-ascorbic acid. Now we're going to do some St. Jane eye cream. And this eye cream has vitamin C, CBD, and green tea in it for brightening and hydrating the area. It's nice and gooey. I like a good gooey eye cream. All right. Now I just teeny tiny bit. And then you go around your sockets. And then you give it a good stank. You just make sure you have some slip so you don't drag that skin. But you do about 20 circles. And you can do this morning and evening. This really helps with puffs and dark circles. And you put a little elbow grease on it. It moves all that stagnant blood and lymph that gets trapped under the eye area. Oh, it feels good too, especially if you have allergies like I do. Awesome. Oh, it's lovely. All right, next thing. We're going to do concealer because all of us over the age of 40, thanks, are going to have a little crinkly winkly underneath the eyeballs. So it's because we didn't know any better back in the day and really screwed up with sun damage. And my mother's a redhead, so I was not a tanner at all. I never been in a tanning bed. And I found the Gothic community, in the late 80s, early 90s. So it really helped me from baking myself to death. But there's always laser resurfacing treatments. There's chemical peels. There's microneedling, microdermabrasion that are not as invasive as, facelifts and stuff like that. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I have no hate for anybody, but I put 2 good flaps right, right on the corners. And then I take my middle fingers and I just kind of work it into like a swoosh, kind of like a Nike swoosh. And you can tap if you want to, some people prefer that. I also go a little bit on my nose because like I said, I'm a very pale person and I have a lot of redness in my skin. So like I said, those 2 little dollops will do you, and you can get a lot around everything. And I do apologize. I'll be looking down into my lovely mirror. But yeah, just be nice to your under eye area. You don't have to treat it with contempt. I mean, it just, just got to get that. And it just kind of hides, and kind of brightens the under eye area. I have my handy dandy paper towel to, for my brushes and all that stuff. The next thing I'm going to use, and I don't normally use a moisturizer in the morning. I use one at nighttime that has retinol in it because I'm an oilier skin type. If you're a drier skin type, go it up, let it sit. And then I do use the same foundation CCC cream that Salyara uses. I love it. It's just light as the color. There's light, medium, and dark. And CLE Cosmetics is what it is. It's an SPF 50. That's why I got it. And I love the way it makes my skin feel. It's very gooey, dewy, happy. But this is how much I use, just that much. And you warm it up in your fingers. I know a lot of people like to use, oh, it feels so nice. A lot of people like to use, brushes or applicators or, things like that. I'm old school. So I like to use my fingers for a lot of things. And I just do. I like to feel as natural as possible as far as, obviously not my makeup look, but, my skin. I don't like to feel cakey on my face. Cakey's for the eyes and the lips. It's not for the face. The face is not, it's not a fun feeling to feel like you're just a big ball of goo. Check it in my mirror. And this stuff is great because it develops to your skin tone. But yeah, now you can see it's very dewy. It just looks really nice. Now, obviously, if you have issues with more of, things you need to conceal, by all means, conceal away. Oh, and the concealer I use is a Too Faced. I just loved it because the jar is massive. And so it lasts forever for the price. So, all right, so there's those two. Now, because I'm an oilier person, I get very oily very quickly. So I use, and this is just me, I've used this forever, but it's KVD Beauty. And this is the Lock-It Foundation Powder. And this is in Fair. And so it's pretty ragged, but I have a little applicator. And so I like to do my eyes. That helps my eyeshadow. And yeah, I use the applicator. I like the way it makes my skin look after I'm finished with it. And you can poo-poo or use whatever you want. There's no rules with this. Makeup is absolutely, it's makeup. 'Tis makeup, darlings. It is all subjective. This is just what I do. And this is how I get ready. And I know a lot of people like the way I do my makeup. And so I'm just putting it out there. All right. Oh, lovely. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is we can do, let's see, contour. We'll do some contour. So when I go to a goth event, I like to use a darker contour. Like if I'm going to work, I use Sephora brands. Their contour, it's a bronzer, matte bronzer in Amalfi, number 4. And so I like to use that one. It's a lovely color. It's not too dark, but it gives me some color on my cheeks. Not for a goth look. So for the goth look, and yes, I'm just like Salyara, get gifted palettes. We're using multitude of palettes today because I have a slight addiction to eyeshadow palettes. So today we're pulling a lot from the Jeffree Star Cremated palette, the Urban Decay Moondust palette, and the Huda Mercury Retrograde palette. I'm a glitter junkie. Anything sparkly, anything like that. I'm obsessed with it. So contour, I use the Jeffree Star first. Now we're just going to pick a dark gray. All right. So when I do my contour, I find my cheekbone and I just go for it. I'm going to make a slice. And I'm using a brush that is, God, this is from Mario Tricoci. I don't even know if they even exist anymore. I've had this brush for a million years, but it's just like a little fat brush. It's a little fat. You can use it for highlighter. You can use it for on your eyes. You can use it just about anywhere. But I love a dark gray color. And you can use glitter too. But I also go down my nose bones. And I'll show you how to blend it all too. But nose bones, straight down. Go from your socket all the way down. Because I have a very ethnic, European, Polish nose. And where it's not a big deal, but it is when you're wanting to be otherworldly and vaguely threatening. It doesn't help to have a giant Polish nose. So, and there's nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. And so now I take my fingers, because that's just how I roll, and I blend, and I get up into my eye sockets here, and I blend, 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 blend. And then I take these 2 fingers and blend some more, and blend, blend, blend. Yay. Now you have pretend cheekbones. Some people do a 3, what's called if you can make a number 3. So you can go up here and you can do a little contour here and then here and then here. So you do not 3. And you can do it that way. Just make sure you blend your stuff. And then same thing over here. You can do make your line and then here and then here. So 3. And then you have your jaw too. I need a little bit more for my jawline. And then that will carve you a little jawline too. It looks like you got something. But yeah, there's that. Awesome. Okay, now eyeballs. Yep, there we go. See, nose is kind of, it's a lot, not quite so fleshy down here. All right, now we're going to do, I was debating, do I want to do lips or eyes? And it's kind of whatever you want to do. Let's see here. So we're going to do a highlighter. So I'm going to take my little brush that I just did the contour with and wipe it on my, actually, I need a little drink of coffee. Yum. Okay. Now, I want to play with the silver. So we're going to use Pallbearer. I like that, sparkly. And I'm going to go up above. And like I said, you can do this however you want to. This is just what I do. I like to do my highlighter first. And so we're just going to go up here with the Pallbearer. All up in there. And I like to go a little over because when we do our eyeliner, it's way exaggerated. And you can put the Pallbearer all over if you want to. It's just going to make everything sparkly, So if you wanted to put it down on your lid, you totally can. And do the same thing on the other side. Nobody's perfect, and everyone's got a skeleton or two in their closet. So I just don't want to, I don't know. Nobody's perfect, especially makeup artists. Anybody in the beauty industry. We're definitely a little bit more dramatic. Like I said, I've been an esthetician for 27 years, so I have had my fair share. All right, so the next one I'm going to play with, because like I said, I'm a glitter junkie. So we got the Pallbearer up there. Now I'm going to take the Mercury Retrograde, and they have this color called Nebula, which is just like raw glitter, and it's gorgeous. I love it. So I'm going to put that right here in the front, right there in the front. Like I said, I use my fingers a lot, and I don't care. It's my thing. I feel like I have more control over what I put where with my fingers than I do with a brush. All right, awesome. Oh, God. Did you just look at that? Oh, I just love it. It's so pretty. I feel like a sparkly dragon. Now, you can see it's all super ridiculously sparkly. Awesomeness. I love it. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, now, what do we want to play with? That's the fun part, trying to figure out what you want to do. All right, so we're going to take the Urban Decay Moon Dust palette, and Graphite is the color. I think, no, we'll play with Galaxy. I like that, Galaxy. In fact, it's one has the hole in it. My pans, you can tell what I play with. All right, so I have a lot on my finger. Isn't it cool? It's just this beautiful, awesome, sparkly wonderfulness. And I just put it on my lid all over. And you can use this for any colors. It doesn't necessarily have to be for goth. If you have to work in a 9-to-5, office job. I go underneath because, older people have to hide those little wrinkly wrinkles. And, yep. Just put it all over my lid. And I do have Herjungus eyes. That's one thing that I don't have to, my eyes are huge. And they are easy to do because they're not hooded. I just know the struggle with Saliara and her eyes. It was hard for a long time, but she nailed it, man. You have to admit, those makeup videos she has, she's amazing. So, yeah, just glitter everywhere. Glitter, 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 glitter. And if you want to, you can go back and grab some more of that nebula and put it on top of everything to really make the sparkle sparkle. Whew, yes, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. The bad part is you can't really see all of it once everything's done, but that's okay. Now, the next one I've got, brush I found in a Maybelline Hyper Intensive Pigment eyeshadow like 10 years ago. This little guy. I'm obsessed with this makeup brush in my crease. It is amazing. So we're going to go back to the cremated palette, and I'm going to grab the Hearse, just jet black. And then I'm going to start in the corner and go all the way out and just follow my crease, because I can do that. And I go all the way out. Now, the cool thing about using your fingers is you can use it to blend as you go so it doesn't get out of hand. And you can kind of, and the cool thing about goth is it doesn't have to be super perfect, you know, because you can blend it out. Use your fingers, don't be afraid. Now, my hardest part is right through here, getting it just so. One side is always the good side. See, what is that? What is that? You take your finger and just kind of wipe it. That's what the paper towel is for. And that's the cool part about goth stuff. You can always blend it out. And so what if you screw up? It's makeup. I go all the way around my eye. So, and sometimes it snaps back and you have dirty fingers. Dirty, dirty fingers, dirty fingers. That's okay. That's what the paper towel is for. And you just got to kind of blend it out. And if something is a little bit too much for you, you can take your highlighter brush that you have your highlighter on and go that way. And it's very messy and kind of ugly at first. It's kind of all over the place, but you kind of whittle it down and get it back under control, and everybody's happy. Go all the way out. All the way out. Meet it. Make that little V. Make that little VV. And you just keep adding layers until you get what you want. There we go. Now, when you get your shadow kind of the way you want it, you know, kind of, it's pretty much, you know, I'm cool with that. You blend it a little bit, get that glitter up in there. I want everything covered in glitter because I love the glitter. Okay, party. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit more of that pallbearer that I did, that shiny, shimmery stuff, and just kind of give it a little whoosh, whoosh. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. There we go. Awesome. I like it. All right. Well, cool. Dig it. Now I'm going to give my eyeballs a break for a minute and do my lips. I've got a couple different things I'm going to do and show you guys today. Again, Jeffree Star stuff. These were gifts. I've got Weirdo and then In a Dark Place. One is a stick-on stain, you know, not going anywhere. The other's a gloss, and I really like this gloss a lot. And the applicator's weird. It's one of those doe feet applicators. I don't know if I like those very much because they're just weird and awkward. We'll do liner here in just a minute. Let's see here. I always like to make noises. I don't know why. It just makes the day go a little. It's a little better. I also have a Wizard Glass, which is just a gloss. So there's multiple ways if you want to layer and do your lips that way. All right, now I need So for black lipstick, I use a black eye pencil, black eyeliner pencil. I think this is Charlotte Tilbury, but I'm not sure. I got it at Sephora. I usually get my stuff at Sephora. So, all right. So I just line my lips like I normally would. And of course, you can use a black lip pencil. I just have I use what I have laying around. All right. And now I always do one lip better than the other, like one Cupid's bow better than the other. Always have. And don't get me started on the corners. The corners are crazy. Let that sit for a minute and then I'll reapply another. I just do thin layers of this. I don't just do it once. I do multiple so it's thin and let it set. And then I do it again. There we go. Now, you can put glitter on top of this. You can put, like a million other things, whatever you want to. I'm just going to keep it pretty simple because this is like I said, my basic look. All right. So one thing I did forget about is eyebrows. That's something else that we get to play with. So again, cremated palette, just because I have, black, there's a million palettes. So I just, like I said, so I just have your basic eyebrows. So they're fine. They haven't changed much in about 20 years. So I got really screwed out of really thick, good eyebrows in beauty school because, it's beauty school. So I just basically, unless I'm trying to go for some sort of crazy Susie thing, keep it pretty simple and just keep it, and plus bangs help. Another cool hack for a regular kind of thing. I know a lot of people like big fat eyebrows these days, but if you don't have them, it's okay. But those little samples, see, there's that one. So I have eyebrows now. Yay. Those little sample mascaras are really, really, really good. If you just want to add some color and also lock down your eyebrows, that works really well. I know Lancome's Definicils is beautiful for eyebrows. So, and those things are super cheap and easy to carry around. Yay. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of color onto my cheeks. I know. What? Like add a little bit. And under here, because fatness. Ugh. As you get older, things sag, and it's just a fact. It's not fair. It's not right. It just does. I hate it, but here we are. If you have the privilege to live over a certain age, you got to figure it out. All right, now eyeliner. First things first, we're going to do, let's see here, trying to find. Now, I've got some KVD Beauty. Oh, no, I don't. I lied. Urban Decay. Urban Decay. This is the Perversion pencil. Perversion pencil. I like to use pencil underneath my eyes on the waterline. And, oh God, I hate pulling on my eyes, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I guess that. There we go. Bam. It just adds some drama. And goths are all about drama. Boy. And the cool thing about pencils, you can smudge it too with your fingers. So if you got a little heavy-handed or what have you, go a little whoosh whoosh. And anything that you don't like, you can take your little pad that has your makeup, your powder on it, and give it a little zhuzh. Cover it up. You don't like it? It's like a magic eraser. There we go. Yay. All right, now that's pretty sticky, pretty tacky. So now I'm going to get the gloss. Like I said, it's got a weird foot. It's like a fat foot, not like it's something I got to get used to. And this stuff is thick, but it's good. I dig it. Yay. So now you got shiny lips. All right. So for liner, because I'm an older woman, my eyelids used to be like a drum, and now they're kind of like a stretched out pair of pantyhose. So my my eyelid is very crepey, and it is really hard to use these kind of liners that are like wicked sharp points. It's doable, but sometimes it feathers out, and it's not fair. So I'm using Stila's Smudge Pot. This is a black pot liner, and I have a brush. Now, for me, this is an Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think it's probably an eyeliner or a eyebrow brush, but I liked it for eyeliner because it's very, very pointy. Very pointy. But I also broke off the end because it was too long and it got on my nerves. And so I just broke it off to the size because I have freakishly small hands. My hands are tiny. So we have all of this glitter gorgeousness. And so now we need to do the liner. So again, I have my pot here and I get it on both sides. So I'm going to load her up on both sides. And then you just figure out where you want to start. I usually like to start on the inner corner and go out, but it's whatever. If you want to start in the middle and do, or if you wanted to start, we can start over here. And well, I like to do like a swoopy. So for me to do my swoop, I have to start over here. Yeah. And another cool thing about goth eyeliner is the fact that you can put it on as thick as you want to. And it's okay, because the thicker it is, the cooler it looks. And some of these young girls, my God, the things they do with those eyeliner pens, it's fabulous. I'm just like, God, how did you do that? And I watch their thing. I'm like, oh, that's right. Your skin's tight. Oh, that's right. You're 20. Your skin doesn't just keep going with the brush. And that's why I like the gel eyeliner for gothic looks, because it's thicker and it doesn't feather. All right, so now bloom all the way out. And then you just keep going. Just build upon it. Depends on how big you want your little swoopies. I like pretty dramatic swoopies. And that's just, like I said, it's my basic look. So this is something I can do in a pretty short amount of time to go out if I'm, getting called up at the last minute. Something else that I have found is really good is also the magnetic liner, and those magnetic eyelashes are super cool. They're super cool. Now, this side is always my trouble side. All right, get on there. Like I said, I got big old eyeballs. And if you jack up, well, with goth eyeliner, I mean, honestly, you can pretty much, outside of having a fit and going that way with it, you can usually cover up any mistakes that you make just by adding a little bit thicker of a liner. And do it in smaller pieces. You don't have to do everything in one piece until you get to the end, and then the end, you just got to do it. But like with this, it's like, and go. And you just go. And it's not going to be exactly the same because, well, maybe it will. Shit. Well, when does that ever happen? I think I need to go to the boat. I need to go to the boats. This is amazing. Well, alrighty then. Shit. I'm not going to argue with you. Now I am going to bring it down here. I like to make my little duders right there and make those inner corners because it makes my eyes really pew. Now you can also, this one you can do whatever you want, you know, sometimes I'll add a secondary line coming down, secondary line coming down. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. And so, yeah, so I like the gel liners because it's a lot nicer to your eyes and it doesn't feather and you can really have fun with it. You can play with it. You can make dots with it if you want to, or lines. You can draw all over your face or what have you. So next thing, mascara. I use YSL. This is just the one I found so far recently that I really liked. Now, when you do mascara, I like to wiggle the brush back and forth, wiggle, wiggle, and pull. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you want to add fake lashes, after this is when you would do it. There we go. Go back in for another on the other side. Wiggle, wiggle. And then we're going to do the underside. And that's the weird face everybody makes when they do their mascara. When they do their under mascara. And that's because it kind of pulls your under eyes down so you can get a hold of it without, you know, it being. All right, kids. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So here's my finished look. Shut my eyes. You can see all this stuff. And then the lips. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me today for my Get Ready With Me thing. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And with good skincare comes excellent makeup. So love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.